Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and supporting my message. It means the world to me. And I thought that I would just say that because it really does. And specifically what I'm going to be sharing in this video, I'm going to not just be covering my recent decision to start back taking medication. I will be going into just like recapping the year. If you are new here, welcome. But I'm just going to recap what kind of led me to have this recent meltdown and why people are depressed to begin with, and why I know why I'm depressed, and just the issue that I have with the term mental illness all in itself. So yeah, I'm gonna go into a few different things. So if you have been following my videos, you know that I've been having a very difficult time with the pandemic. Like, really bad time with the pandemic, okay? And I was just wondering, like, where was this intense stress going to lead me eventually, right? Because it was sort of like I felt like I was in like a pressure cooker of some kind. And not only did I feel like I was in a pressure cooker, but I also had this feeling of being choked and suffocated. Now, this was like the mask thing, right? I have a really serious issue with that because I have claustrophobia. That shit literally causes me to have panic attacks, okay? That shit, those masks literally make me have panic attacks, and it's like Halloween every day. Is it Halloween? Like, it's like Halloween every day. We have to wear a mask every day. This is not... This isn't healthy for nobody. And I just started to feel like I was being pushed into a corner. Like, it seems like everybody's fine with this. Like, nobody's having severe psychiatric issues over these restrictions. A lot of people are, though. But it just seems like when I'm walking around and engaging with people, it just seems like people are fine. And I'm the one sitting here literally now needing to take medication. So basically the meltdown that I had last week, which led me to go to the psychiatric ER to get help. I was cutting some food. I was in the kitchen and I was making some ginger root or something. Yeah, I was chopping ginger root, so I had a very sharp knife in my hand, okay? And my dad had the news on. I don't watch the news necessarily because this is part of why, is because the news is a very, very, very serious trigger for me. Not really anymore, but for some reason that day, like, it really got to me. They were saying something about more restrictions for New York City. And I remember I had a panic attack. And I just remember screaming, and just literally losing it. And I was so grateful that my dad and my brother was there for me. But I kind of knew that I wasn't going to be able to come back from this meltdown. Because I felt like there was nowhere else left for me to go. There's no more safe space. There's no avoiding the restrictions of the pandemic, basically. You know, you'll see, like, I got a chance to leave New York City for a few months. If you see my previous videos, it's like, I got a chance to leave. I thought was permanently, but my physical and mental health I needed help. So I had to come back to New York. You know, my health insurance and doctors are and things like that, right? So I had to kind of stop being Carmen Sandiego for a minute. And I miss the woods so much. I miss the forest every day. I keep flowers and things in my room now. And like there's some rocks that I keep over there. I can't turn this camera around. I don't know how to use this camera yet, but I keep a lot of the stones and things that I found when I was in the forest on my altars and stuff like that. So here's an example. This really pretty rock that I found. It's so shiny and it's like it's illuminated. It almost looks like a space rock. But I keep special things like this to keep me grounded into nature. And you know, there's no more safe space, like I was saying. There's no more sanctuary. There's nowhere for me to go. These restrictions that they are going to be putting on everybody very soon is going to unravel me. They're like making people provide paperwork saying that they've been tested and all that in order to travel. Like, it's just, they are upping the ante, and I'm not going to be able to deal with the society presently the way it is without being drugged to the max. Drug me, okay? That is going to be my slogan for 2021, 2022. Medicate me. If I have to be here, if I can't get abducted by aliens, medication, please. I know, if you look at my mental health playlist, I know what I've said about medication in the past. And I'm still fully aware of what psych medication is. And I'm also fully aware in what I am having to sacrifice to take it. Presently, it's only going to be temporary. I only want it to be temporary until people are not walking around with their fear at max. I'm going to have to take something that's going to take my agitation down just a bit. Because my agitation with this mask shit is so high. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna be able to make it, y'all. I need drugs. So I'm taking Abilify. And I'm really annoyed because I know that if I could just live in an environment that was conducive, like the woods, I wouldn't need medication. My mental illness majority of it is environmental. It's environmental. So I'm just like, you know what? I need calm. I need calm. I need to not be living on top of thousands of people. I need to not hear sirens all times of night. I need to live in my original home. And so this is part of why I'm mentally ill. I basically feel like a fish that is trying to create a life on land with a fucking fish bowl of water around its head when it could just live in the ocean. Why would you wear a fucking bowl of water over your head if you're a fish when you can just live in the water? That's how I feel. So obviously, if you're someone that feels like the society, like you don't have a place, like you don't fit anywhere, like you feel like an outcast or an outsider in every place you go, and you just don't feel like you have a home base. And that's how I felt my whole life. And so with environmental stressors and feeling like you're not contributing to society and like you don't have a place and like there's no place for you, that can leave you feeling very isolated and very like, why am I here? What am I doing? You know? And so a lot of these things leads to people having meltdowns. And there's so many flaws in this system. Like, let's start there. Whoo! The flaws and the holes in the system is just one aspect, but it's like, it's very scary when you realize one day, like, wow, there really isn't any help for me. My ass better take this medication and try to get my life together so that I don't need to take this shit. Because there's no help for people, not really, you know? And you know what, I'll go into one aspect. One aspect is like, I found myself lying to therapists at certain points because I didn't either want to be admitted or I didn't want to flag a, you know, like you'll find yourself lying, right? But really wanting to talk about it, but you know that like they'll like blow the situation way out of where you would like for it to go. That's one flaw, right? There are things that I wish that I could just bring up, you know, or just ask questions about, but I just don't feel comfortable. So people are out here having symptoms of things that they don't even feel safe talking about. You know, so I know for me, definitely, you know. But also, I just want to also talk about why people take medication, why I'm taking it. Fuck that, right? Like, I feel like I won't be able to stay alive unless I take it. Like, I feel like I won't be able to make it through the rest of this pandemic without a little bit of assistance, like, emotionally. My agitation is too high at this point. And it's like, I feel like I'm being boxed in a corner, and then that leaves the discussion of like suicidal ideation. It's like, is this how people feel right before they decide to end their life? It's because like there's nowhere out there, boxed into a corner. It's just sad that people have that. We have to feel this way, that we have to endure such dark emotions here. And I just feel like it's so unnecessary. Like, I was just living in a place where my mental health was totally fine. I come back to New York City and now I'm having to take pills. That should let you know, like, if you've ever found yourself like in a different environment and you felt better, take note of that. You might not even need to be on medication. Like, yes, for the time being, for whatever emergency you're going through, but it doesn't mean that you have to stay on it. And I know personally for me that that's the case for me. I don't feel like my mental health issues will impede my life if I'm living correctly, basically. So, excuse me, I feel like with suicidal ideation, it should be spoken about more openly, because that's one of the areas and sore spots that people still kind of keep to themselves, because it's like people get you know, like with that topic, and it's like I don't feel like it should be that way. It's too common of an act for people to still be like that with that topic. Like, I want it to be something that somebody can say, yeah, you know, like I've been feeling a little suicidal today and I'm just like, I want to talk about it. And I just need you to listen. That would be great if we could be there, right? And just talk openly about these things. Like I want to just be able to talk about this, right? because I know personally for me it's been helpful. Even my YouTube channel has been an outlet for me and has been helpful. Like, I can go in the comments, and I'm always looking for comments, right? Like, I'm always wanting to respond and engage, because I realize, like, we only have but so many channels and avenues to connect with other people or discuss things like this, right? And you know, you think about this video, I'm definitely gonna start discussing more like medication, discussing medication more, and just like a lot of the symptoms and things that I go through. I mean, I'm sure this could be helpful to someone. I've had some negative side effects with Abilify, but I guess out of all of the other medications that I've tried, including like lithium and some other shit like that, people supposedly say works for bipolar, and Abilify is also like an antipsychotic, and it's used for schizoaffective disorder. And I mean, I'm on the spectrum of a few of these illnesses I've been diagnosed with, and some of them I do feel are appropriate. But again, I feel like if I live in an appropriate environment, these issues and things that I have in my brain won't impede my quality of life, is what I'm trying to say. So if you feel like the symptoms that you're having, like your oversensitivity to things, or you feeling like just the whole society just is wrong and just does not fit you. So like, for example, I met this guy this summer who lives in the woods, and he basically said he would be suicidal if he lived in a city. So like, really think about this, you guys, please. Like, think about your environment and the job you work at. Think about how these things are impacting your mental health. Yes, you're gonna be mentally ill if you live in a fucking chaotic environment with high stress. Like, obviously, driving in New York City alone will give me a panic attack. That's why I don't have a license yet. So it's like, when you have these things with your brain, it's different for you. There's a difference. Like, I know when I'm being lazy with something. I can tell the difference now, and I know when I'm having a really bad episode and I need to just let this pass. I know when it's procrastination and when I'm having a depressive episode and I literally can't move or even think or eat. This is what I was recently going through, which led me to realizing I need medication to get out of this hole. I'm not going to be able to do it by myself personally. Couldn't eat, couldn't move. I felt sick physically. I am physically sick. I have fibroids, and those are killing my iron. But on top of that, it's a depression too. So it's like, it was just way too many things hampering me, and I was like, I can't be functional. I'm not gonna be able to work a job or do anything in this condition. So I want my life to change. I want things. I want to be functional, you know? So I'm just like, well, if I got to take medication for a little while, then that's just what I got to do. I'm going to have to bite the bullet. And I want to stay alive. I want to make it to the good parts of my life. I want to be able to make it to where I've created a beautiful life that I'm happy with. I will not be happy until I'm living in the woods. You know, so I know what my happy is, and I know that I'm glad I found it, but where the society is headed presently is, the craziness has surpassed my coping mechanism skills. We have entered a new dimension of hell, you guys. We have reached new levels of hell, which means I'm gonna need new levels of support to deal with this. Just like I'm sure a lot of people are. So, and I guess for now, I will just deal with, you know, the hypomania. You know what I mean? Mania is a beast. I was having mixed episodes recently also, which was fun. The repercussions of that manic episode I'm recovering from, and I just recently cleared up some bank transactions. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, when you're in mania, you totally forget that there's a thing called budget. You also forget that you might want to check your bank account and keep track of purchases. Keep track of purchases? You don't even know what that is when you're in mania. Purchases? Budget? What is that? I have endless money. I have endless dollar bills just floating. They just grow on my trees back here. That's money, actually. That's actually money back there. So yeah, you will fuck over your money. You will fuck over your morals with your sexuality. You will just act completely inappropriately. You're not even here. Like you're gone. You're somewhere else. It's like you watch yourself. You're watching yourself do these things. You're like, hey, yo, whoa, we're wilding out here. And you're still just out here wilding, and like your higher self is just like sitting in a corner looking at you like, I'm gonna let you finish, but you're about to destroy your whole fucking life, bitch. Get your ass over here, right? And so that's what mania is like. Mania is not fun. It's very scary. I don't sleep for days on end. I might stay awake for like something like 3 or 4 days. It's hell. And then I went through the extreme of that, which was the depression. So I did like a rapid cycling of super high and super low within a span of, it was very short period of time, and damage control, right? So this was an exciting discussion. Lord. My allergies have been on steroids. I've started taking some oregano oil. I know this is like off topic, but I've been taking some new herbs and some oregano oil, and oof, it's good. I need to take some today. It clears all this stuff up. So I should have took some before I did this video. I'm like all sniffly and shit. Does anybody want to see all that? I hate that. I hate listening to somebody talk and like, get your shit together. Get your life before you get on camera, please. And I'm sitting here doing it. Anyway. I guess I discussed everything. I recapped my year, what led me to have this meltdown. This fucking mask regulations. How do y'all feel about this? I mean, I know I see people wearing it. I'm crazy. I'm wrong, y'all. I know I'm wrong. There's a majority rule society. And if you can't abide by the rules, Nirvana, then you gotta go. Shape up or ship out. That's also what led me to take medication. It's like, this is a majority rule society. It doesn't matter how you personally feel about wearing a mask. Everybody feels like they need to wear it for them to stay alive. So you cannot argue with people's fear, Nirvana. They're right, you're wrong, you're in the minority. I've already addressed this. And, you know, the pressure of that has been destroying my mental health also. It's been very, very rough. So, we'll get through this together. You all be well. Take care of yourselves. Later. Please subscribe, y'all. Okay. And like the video.